YouTube, how's it going? It's your boy Jay Lefts here, bringing you guys something a little bit different here on the channel, which I think you guys are probably going to enjoy very, very much. Now, this could be a weekly thing, well, depending on what it is, but I'm going to be bringing you guys the Premier League review of the previous week, as well as the Premier League preview and what I think my predictions are going to be for the upcoming Premier League fixtures. So if that is something you guys want to see, I will probably do this as a weekly thing. Leave a like on the vid, as it shows me you guys would want to see it. So, with that being said, match day 1 from September the 12th to September the 14th. Let's start off with Arsenal v Fulham, where Arsenal took away a 3-0 win up against Fulham, in which I thought they played very, very well. Well, I mean, there was at one point where Rob Holding decided to turn into freaking prime Thierry Henry. But with a hat-trick of assists from Willian and goals from Gabriel Magalhaes, Aubameyang, and Lacazette, I thought they played very, very well. I did think that they played very, very well in that game. I felt like they were a bit lackluster at times, but now with the departure of Emi Martinez to Aston Villa, and now I believe they signed in a second league French league goalkeeper for like 2 mil. Hopefully he'll be the replacement that for Bernd Leno in case he does go down. I'm still kind of questioning why they sold Emi Martinez in the first place, considering the fact that when Leno was injured, Martinez definitely stepped up. So I don't know why. But we were supposed to have Burnley versus Man United on the first match day, but that unfortunately got postponed. Crystal Palace versus Southampton was where we saw Crystal Palace pull off an absolutely shocking 1-0 win against the Saints, where we saw goal scorer Wilfried Zaha get the first goal. And arguably, I genuinely think that Southampton should have won that game, or at least gotten a draw. But hey, that's football, as Ronald Koeman would say. I guess they got very, very fortunate, but what can you do? Now, the game that shocked me personally, Liverpool versus Leeds. Now, I think in like a couple of videos ago, I explained that I was kind of expecting a whitewash of Leeds United, but to get a result like Leeds United did, yes, they lost at the end of the day, but 4-3? Leeds played very, very well. Liverpool at times were looking a bit shaky, especially with the penalty call that was given from, I think it was Rodrigo, that gave up the final penalty that sent Liverpool to get the win. But again, Liverpool looked shaky, so if you're asking me, I thought that Liverpool were very, very fortunate right at the very end of it to get that win. But, hey, you live and you learn. Newcastle versus West Ham saw Newcastle getting the win. 2-0 over, of course, West Ham, with goals from debutants Callum Wilson and Jeff Hendrick. So, again, Newcastle played very, very, very well, despite not having a lot of possession. I felt like they were attacking very well, but also there was times where, like, whoa, what is the defense doing? But, you live and you learn, and we march on. We're moving on to the next day, where we saw Leicester City take on West Brom. That ended in a 3-0 win for the Foxes, following a brace from Jamie Vardy and a goal for Timothy Castagne, the new signing who just came over from Atalanta. So, again, it was just an obvious thing that Leicester City were going to end up winning that game. And like I said in my predictions, I see them as the team going back down to the Championship. Tottenham v Everton. Let's talk about that game for a second. Everton picked up the 1-0 win over Spurs. Shocking fashion, by the way. After them playing their full strength starting 11 and them just barely getting past a team in Bulgaria in the Europa League qualifiers, I think. So for them to lose 1-0 to a team like Everton kind of really shows. But now with the confirmed signing of Gareth Bale going back to Tottenham, as well as Sergio Reguilon, who was swooped up from Manchester United's tails. So, can we just talk about the midfield three of Alan, Decore, and James Rodriguez? They played out of their minds. Like, if I'm telling you right now, if Everton can continue the form that they're on, and if they just have play the way they are, you're looking at a team that can qualify for the Europa League. That's all I'm saying. I don't think they have the depth yet to qualify for the Champions League, but I do think they will qualify for the Europa League. Mark my words. Then on the Monday, we had Wolves v Sheffield United, which ended up Wolves getting the early 2-0 win in the first 10 minutes, following goals from Raul Jimenez and Roman Saiz. What is there to really say about that game? Not really much. Yeah, not much, really. I mean, Wolves played like they were. And this game also kind of shocked me as well. Chelsea v Brighton, which saw the debutants of Havertz, Timo Werner, Hakim Ziyech. I think no, it wasn't Thiago Silva that played. But you get the point. Werner played very, very, very well. There was a time where he was moving into the box where he won himself the penalty for Jorginho to stick it away. And the goal from Leandro Trossard, beautiful, beautiful left-footed curler into the back of the net in the 54th minute. And then Reece James. He says, you know what? I think you can make out what this is, but basically, hold my beverage. I'm going to score an absolute screamer from 30 yards out. And there was a point where Kepa should have really saved that opportunity from Trossard. But, again, it was just unfortunate. But Chelsea did pick up the 3 points on that day. That rounds up match day 1. Let's roll up into match day 2, which is this weekend. We got a lot of games to look forward to. Everton versus West Brom. I don't see why Everton can repeat the result that they did against Tottenham. So I'm going to say Everton are taking the win. I'm going to say 3-1 to the Toffees, with Calvert-Lewin and maybe Richarlison getting on the score sheet. Maybe alongside James Rodriguez, hopefully, ? Leeds v Fulham. Both teams coming off of losses on match day 1. Leeds United, I think, are going to pick up the win on that one. And I'm going to say 2-0 Leeds United. Well, that's my prediction on that. And now, the game that I'm looking forward to. Our first game of the season. The Red Devils going up against the Eagles and Crystal Palace. Now, in this one, I'm hoping for a positive result. So I'm going to say this one is going to end with Man United taking the W. And I'm going to say, again, like with the Leeds and Fulham prediction, I'm going to say 2-0. With hopefully goal scores from Rashford and Knockwood Van de Beek. I'd love to see him get on the score sheet. Arsenal versus West Ham. I'm going to say Arsenal is going to take the win, but I think it's going to be a cagey affair. So I think it's going to be Arsenal 2-1 over West Ham. Now Sunday the 20th, got Southampton versus Tottenham. Honestly, I think you come off a 1-0 loss and then you're barely coming back from a 2-1 win over a team in Bulgaria. I think their morale is going to be a bit rattled, but I think I'm going to go with a bit of an underdog story. And as much as I don't want to admit it, I'm going to say Southampton are going to draw against Tottenham. I'm going to say it's going to end in a 1-1 draw. Newcastle v Brighton. Newcastle, again, coming off a 2-0 win. They're looking to keep that form going. I'm going to say Newcastle are going to take the W. And I'm going to say, again, maybe a 2-1 win. And another big game. Some would like to call it a derby. Chelsea versus Liverpool. I think this one is going to be a barn burner. You're going to see a lot of goals going in left, right, and center. But I genuinely think, as much as I don't want to admit it, that Liverpool are going to end up taking the win. And I'm going to say 3-2 for Liverpool. Leicester City versus Burnley is up on the cards. And again, Leicester City coming off of a 3-0 win. They're looking to continue with that. I'm going to say Leicester City is going to take the win. And I'm going to say 3-1 with Vardy scoring alongside, hopefully, James Maddison. That'd be a pretty sick prediction if I got that right, actually. And then Monday the 21st, Aston Villa versus Sheffield United. Now on this one, I'm not really too sure on. Because Sheffield United, they are coming off of an absolute wonder season. With them finishing inside, I believe, the top 10. So, but also with Aston Villa, they're keeping hold of Jack Grealish for the next 5 years. But I think Sheffield United are going to come out on top. And I'm going to say a 1-0 win. And then, finally, Wolves against Manchester City. Who could forget the last time these two teams played against each other? I believe Man City were 2-0 up at the Molineux. And then Wolves turned it around to end up winning the game. Is it going to be the same result? I don't think so, but at the end of the day, I think Man City are going to take the win on this one. And I'm going to say, again, this time maybe even a shocker, a 4-1 win for Manchester City. So, that is going to do it for the Premier League predictions for Match Week 2. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I want to make this a full-on going series for for obviously this calendar year. And I may do the same thing with the Champions League if you guys want that as well. So, if you guys did enjoy, leave a like on the vid, sub if you're new, because you want to be here for the content, and until next time, peace!